All right, so this is a continuation of the last video. The phone rang when I was driving down the highway of life, and we've got a stand right over here, and it's filming me. I'm not actually holding the phone as we talk. Every once in a while I'll look at the camera. But it's okay to be a risk taker. It's okay to take risks. It's okay to invest and spend all your money on risk as long as you keep risking. The problem is when you stop taking the risk. So you got to continue. Now, I'm not talking about gambling. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm talking about being a risk taker in business. When you risk something that you're passionate about and you continue to risk, as long as you continue to risk, then more money will be generated. The moment that we stop and give up and say, oh boy, I spent all my money, I've risked it all away, oh, woe is me, now I got to look for ways to sell this and sell that. No. When you stop, and there's nothing wrong with selling off some of your stuff either, by the way. There ain't nothing wrong with that, especially if we've accumulated things that are just items. So anyway, that's another story. But once we stop being a risk taker and stop asking people to do business with us and putting people in front of our business and making them aware, once we stop doing that, then we're going to have issues with our risk taking in our business. A business that does not advertise is going out of business. There's all kinds of ways to advertise. Word of mouth, adding money to it. You can advertise in all kinds of ways. But once you stop advertising and taking that risk, that's a risk. You're putting yourself out there for people to know that you have a business. When you stop doing that, then we set ourselves up for failure. Everyone in our life should be aware that we have a business. If you have a business. Anyway, it's exciting to be able to mentor people. And it's exciting to be able to help build some wealth. And once again, I'm not a financial advisor. No Series 6, no Series 7. But we're having some fun at it, just building a business here. Nobody ever told me I couldn't get into the media business. When I went to go purchase the business, that's the easiest way to say it in simple layman's terms. I went and found the money. I went and found the money to do it. And then I bought it. And now I own the airtime. So it's just a matter of continuing to tell everybody what I do. So y'all make sure that you watch channel 44.6. It's coming up. It'll be on the air in a few days. So if I get this out tonight or sometime, today's Friday. So if I don't get this out for a couple of days, then that's what it is. But as of Friday, we should be going live on that signal here in 3 or 4 days. So I'm very excited about that. And anyway, engineers working. We only get one chance to do this, which means the next time I launch another station, another channel, wherever it's at, whether it's in Arizona or LA or New York or Dallas or Hong Kong or somewhere over there in Singapore or the UK or Tokyo, wherever that is, it won't be the first time. It'll be the first in that location. But there's only one time that I'm ever launching this baby, and it's now. And we got our signal yesterday, which was real exciting. So the engineers were working really hard, and we're using the newest technology. So, I mean, it's exciting to work with people. And it's local TV too, by the way. It's not cable TV, it's local TV. So You know, people are going back to, according to the FCC, which I'm ruled and regulated under, the first licensed cryptocurrency channel in the world, regulated under a FCC license because the channel is regulated. According to the FCC, there's about 60 million. Get this, 60 million Americans, 60 million that don't pay for cable and that are TV. Now we're talking households here. We're talking people who just aren't watching TV, or they're watching TV but they're not paying for cable. So all the stuff that you get on cable, you can get for free. All you gotta do is buy the equipment, which costs less than $40 usually. Buy an antenna or a little box, and you get all the channels that you would pay for. Isn't that crazy? Then you get the real good stuff too, like Netflix and Roku and Pluto. Those things hardly cost anything. They're like $10-12 a month, or like hardly anything. But you get them, and you're able to, you know, instead of paying $100 a month for cable or whatever, you're paying a low amount anyway. By the way, and most of those are free too. Isn't that crazy? They have their own free parts of their businesses where you can watch some of the content on theirs for free. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, it's very exciting. I was at a place today. I'll go over it one more time because this is the second video that I'm doing on this. But I was at a place today, and I met this young man from California. He brought four people with him. Brought a guy from Vegas and two people from Seattle. Listen to this. This is what this guy did. This young man did in his early 30s. So last month he showed up with 4 other young men. I call them boys. They're not boys. They're in their 30s, but they're young to me. Okay, and they show up. One's from Vegas, 2 from Seattle, 1 from San Francisco, and then him from LA. And they show up. They all get in the business. All of them. They all get in the business. Now, we're talking about somebody who flew in from Vegas, somebody who flew in from San Francisco, 2 guys who flew in from Seattle, and then he flew in. All right. There's 8 of them, so I'm missing 3 from somewhere. There was 8 of them. I don't know where the other 3 were, but I don't remember, but I remember those. Okay. Now, today, the same guy showed up at this business, and this time he brought 5 van loads of people. So he rented 5 vans, cost him about $4,000. I think he said it was just under $5,000 to do the total. Maybe it was less. I don't remember. But there's 5 vans. They were 15 passenger vans. He put 13 people. And there was a lot of people there today. There was a huge Greyhound bus, the big one, the big boy and the big girl. The big bus was there. But he brought from California 5 of the 15 passenger vans, and he filled 13 people per van. 13 people per van that he brought from California that got in that van, and he drove them out there. He paid the trip. Now the company put them all up in a hotel too. So if you make it out here, if you fly out, they have a motto, or they have a policy. If you fly out, they'll put you in a hotel. Since he brought 5 van loads of people from California and they drove in a van, they're all getting put up in a hotel tonight, and they'll all drive back tomorrow. But 5 bus loads. He brought 65 people with him. He didn't sell them anything. He showed them the business. Wow. So for those of you out there who talk about having these strategies that you've been so successful in, how's that for a marketing strategy of success? Last time he brought 8 people. They all signed up. They all helped them do business. They said, you know what? I'm going to do business. And they all did. All 8 of them. Once again, one came in from Nevada. I'm trying to think if I can remember where it all came. One came from Nevada. Two came from Seattle. One came from San Francisco. And I don't remember the rest. And then he came from LA. And I can't remember, or it was Bakersville. Anyway, Sacramento. One guy came from Sacramento. So San Francisco, Sacramento. He came from LA. This time, they drove out with 5 busloads. He brought 65 people with him. He said, get in my van. You got to go and see this. He didn't try to sell them. He just said, you need to see this. It's awesome. I'm very proud of that guy. Anyway, we had a good conversation and talked, and he was drinking beer in the middle of the day. He says, hey, I'm not driving. He said, I'm enjoying myself. It's like being on vacation. I brought all these people with me. Now, he could have spent $3,000 or $4,000 in Vegas, or $5,000 or whatever, vacationing, but instead, he spent the $4,000 or $5,000 renting some 15-passenger vans and bringing a bunch of people with him. 65. Wow. What an entrepreneur. There was a guy that flew in from Peru, which was exciting. There was a guy that flew in from Asia. He flew in from Asia to get on the stinking bus. No, he drove up with somebody. This guy was really rich. We won't say who it is, but he's really rich. And then I told him who I was. He said, oh. He goes, you're the guy with the dog. I said, yeah. Capone. Anyway. Yeah. It was an exciting day. So, anyway. Very exciting. Very exciting day. When somebody tells you that you're not smart enough, or you don't have enough money, or that you're not good looking enough or educated enough, run so far you can't hear it anymore. But when you run, make sure that you make a plan to do it. We'll see you on the other side.